Alright guys, news breaking, and a man's been arrested in Newquay Cornwall of attempted murder of an officer in the UK. I thought I'd let you guys and girls know. I don't know much of the story background, but in Newquay Cornwall, a 30-year-old man has been arrested of attempted murder on a police officer, UK. I thought I'd tell you, because it's just news just coming in. Got to plug in my headphones. Right. So I don't know what else is happening until I decide to have a listen. Heard about Devon and Cornwall police giving us that information. The policeman was taken hostage with injuries, not life-threatening. The man remains in police custody. A number of hits and arms, legs. See, the world's getting more crazy at the minute, guys and girls, as I'm telling you. Talking about Harry Dung, this is the woman that killed him. She killed Harry Dung, the woman. Death by dangerous driving back in December. And that addition to requests a few months later.
Ways to become independent from Scotland. Members argue decision-making has become increasingly centralised and public funding.
Shetland Lions going independent from Scotland, eh?
Council said any decision on Shetland becoming independent would need to be decided by an island-wide referendum.
Meanwhile, MPs on the Treasury Select Committee want the Chancellor to consider a targeted extension to the furlough scheme to avoid a cliff edge.
As you can see, this is the 30-year-old man
Rishi Sunak is risking mass long-term
has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder on a police officer in Newquay, Cornwall, UK. Standard a number of burns of his arms and legs.
Presidential hopeful Joe Biden's campaign are the same Russian fancy bears group that disrupted the 2016 US election. The Biden camp says it's aware a foreign actor had tried and failed to access non-campaign email accounts of individuals working with them.
New research has found that more than a quarter of British schools, nurseries and colleges are in areas with dangerously high levels of pollution. Asthma UK and the British Lung Foundation say around 27% of educational institutions in England, Wales and Scotland are in areas where the background level of tiny particle pollution exceeds global guidelines.
Premier League players will no longer have the Black Lives Matter slogan on their shirts. Instead, they'll feature a patch with the league's own anti-racism campaign, No Room for Racism, when the competition gets underway again this weekend. Black Lives Matter was added to the kits when the season restarted in the summer.
Well, we heard about the launch date of the Track and Trace app in England. Well, meanwhile, Nicola Sturgeon has encouraged people to download a new tracing app that became available in Scotland yesterday. The Protect Scotland app has already been downloaded by more than 600,000 people.
It doesn't replace the current Test and Protect system. Instead, it is an enhancement of that. And it will be particularly useful for settings like public transport, where we tend to spend time in close proximity to people we don't know, so we wouldn't be able to give the details of these people to a contact tracer. Really want to stress this. This app is a really important way in which all of us can support Test and Protect in the efforts that they are making, but also a really important way for all of us to keep our communities safe.
Meanwhile, in Wales, the First Minister has been announcing changes to restrictions there. Mark Drakeford also said local authorities are taking action after a number of local coronavirus outbreaks.
We have a number of hotspot areas, most notably the three areas in Caerphilly Borough, Merthyr Tydfil and Rhondda Cynon Taf, where cases of coronavirus have risen sharply. Local restrictions have been introduced in Caerphilly Borough as from Tuesday evening, and the local authorities in Merthyr and Rhondda Cynon Taf last night introduced a series of local actions to address the clusters of cases in their areas.
To the States now, where at least 9 people have died in unprecedented forest fires, which have engulfed the western United States of California, Oregon and Washington.
Well, this is some new footage from Tacoma, Washington.
Everybody get back! Everybody get back! Everybody get out, please, right now. I'm so sorry, man. You gotta grab your stuff. We gotta go.
Many people decided to stay put in their homes despite warnings from authorities. In San Francisco, hundreds of homes have been destroyed, and at one stage, smoke from the blazes blocked out the sun. Our US correspondent Greg Milam reports.
The skyline of San Francisco looking more like an image from Mars. The orange glow from wildfires burning miles away, shrouding the city's landmarks, the smoke blocking out the sun. The middle of the day felt like dusk, and it is unnerving.
I was wondering what time it was, and then I looked outside and it looked like doomsday. I mean, you could tell something is horribly going wrong, and as far as going to work and breathing in all this pollution is definitely not healthy for us as in the Bay Area.
It feels like the end of the world. It's pretty scary. I mean, I'm a lifelong Californian, and it makes me weep for what we've done to my poor state.
And those fires continue to rage across the western United States, driven on by strong, dry winds, burning more of California this year than ever before. And to the north in Oregon, an unprecedented number of fires destroying some whole communities. It is the speed with which these fires spread that's especially alarming. The people who lived in this neighborhood had barely any time to escape.
Sheriff's coming through, going, level 3, get out.
Wow.
Get out. And, yeah, grab some papers. Grab some papers, stuff, and threw it in. This is it. This is what I've got.
Some didn't make it out. Deaths have been confirmed in a number of states, and officials say that number will go up.
We expect to see a great deal of loss as a result of these fires.
And the whole country's getting a mess.
And in terms of human lives. It, as I mentioned earlier, could be the greatest loss in human lives and property due to wildfire in our state's history.
This map from Oregon's Office of Emergency Management shows what they're dealing with. Dozens of these fires all across the state, and many of them still burning largely out of control. Thousands of people have been told to leave their homes and head for safety. And officials warn that the changing climate means what's record-breaking right now is just a glimpse of what the future will look like for these places. Greg Milam, Sky News, Los Angeles.
It's been quite a year, hasn't it? Oh, 2020.
It has. It has.
You're watching Sky News today. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the peril of plastic, how remote islands are becoming polluted with waste on a mass scale.
Well, if you want to watch more of that news, guys and girls, I'd suggest you watch it on your news channel, whatever news channel it comes on. Anyway, thank you for joining me in this stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Give a like, comment, share with your friends. See you next video.
If there is a story to be told, we will go there. We are holding